Third graders, it's Mrs. Smith here with you today to do lesson 2 out of your chapter 13 in your math book. Today's lesson focuses on perimeter. Now, if you've gone through your vocabulary words, you have seen this word before. And right here up at the top, it says the distance around the outside of a figure or shape is its perimeter. Okay, so we're talking about the distance around the outside of a shape. And that is what we call perimeter. So we're going to jump right in, go through these examples. I'm also going to link another fun video about perimeter that you guys can watch on your own time. But this lesson here will walk through the example questions and get you set up for working on your independent practice. Okay, so remember, perimeter is the distance around the outside of the shape. So looking at example 1, we have Warren and his dad will fence in a backyard for his new puppy. Find the perimeter of the backyard. So we're building this fence around the outside of the yard for the new puppy to live in. So we need to measure the distance around the outside of this shape to find its perimeter. Now you can see this shape over here has already been nicely labeled for you. They gave me the numbers. So all I'm going to do is add up the side lengths because they've already given them to me. I have 12 plus 9 plus 12 plus 9. To find the distance around the entire shape, we're just going to add up the side lengths. Okay? So now we need to figure out what is 9 plus 12 plus 9 plus 12. And I know in my head, if I add 12 plus 12, I get 24. And if I add 9 plus 9, I get 18. So I can line those numbers up for myself here if I wanted to, or if I can use it in my brain, I know that 24 plus 18 is 42. So 9 plus 12 plus 9 plus 12 is 42. And we're talking about meters, right? Use that label there. So the perimeter, the distance around the outside of this shape is 42 meters. Okay? Example number 1 was pretty simple for me to do. It was pretty quick because you can see they gave me all of the numbers that I needed to be successful. Now, sometimes they might give you a shape like this one where I don't have numbers, but I can still figure out the length of each side by counting up the squares. Okay, so you can see here, and I know they gave it to you down here, but I'm going to show you that with this blue shape here, because they're asking me find the perimeter of the shaded rectangle, I'm going to count up the blue squares on the sides of each shape. I'm not going to count all of them, just the ones on the sides so that I can see how long each side is. So if I count these squares here, I have, and I wonder if a highlighter will be better. Let's try this. I have this side is 1. You see my highlighter? I hope so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 long, and I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes here, right? So that means I have 4 here. So this is 4 units here. Then I'm going to count over the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. And again with these, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so again, when we're finding when we're finding perimeter, excuse me, I'm jumping ahead of myself. When I'm finding perimeter, I need to add up all the side lengths. Okay, so I have 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 4 more is 18. So down here in example 2, 18. The perimeter is 18, and in this case, units. When we aren't given a label like meters or inches or feet, and we're just given a box like this, we call them units. Sometimes we call them square units, but in this case, we are calling them units. Okay, go ahead and flip your page. You're off to a great start. All right, so up here is just a little reminder about perimeter. The perimeter of a figure is the distance around the figure or the sum of its side lengths, right? Sum is the answer to an addition problem. So when I add up all the side lengths, I get the perimeter. So in this case, you can see I did 4 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 and got 14, and then that label is centimeters. Looking at example 3, this one is a little bit trickier, but you guys can do it, okay? Example 3 says the perimeter of the figure is 33 feet. Now, in my past 2 examples, I've been looking for the perimeter. I don't know what it is. But this time, they're telling me the answer. The perimeter is 33 feet. They gave me the answer. My job is to find the unknown side length and write an equation to solve. So over here, you can see if I were trying to find the perimeter of this shape, I would do 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9, and then I would have to do this one here too, and I don't know what that one is. Okay, so I'm going to add up the parts that I do know. 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 9 gets me 29 when I add those all up. So I know the length of this part of the shape is 29. I need to figure out this part, but I know my total perimeter is going to be 33. So from what do I have to add to 29 to get to 33? I'm going to count up 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 29 plus 4 is 33. So this missing side length here is 4 feet, since 29 plus 4 is 33. Okay? I know that one was a little bit tricky in your head, but I know you guys can do it if you practice it. I'll show you another example just because I felt like that one was fast. If we slow it down and we do a shape that looks like this, okay, and I might say something like, this one is 5 inches, this one is 5 inches, and this one is 3 inches. Okay, and I want you to find this one. Let's make sure this isn't blurring up on you guys. Come on. There we go. Okay, so how am I going to find this missing side length if I told you that the perimeter of the entire shape was, let's see, 16 inches? Okay, so I'm telling you the answer is 16. I know that the perimeter of this shape is 16. I don't know this missing side here. So how am I going to find it? I'm going to add up the parts that I do have. 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus, this question mark is 16. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 3 more is 13. 13 plus some mystery number is 16. I'm going to count up in my head from 13 and see how far away 13 is from 16. 13, 14, 15, 16. So my missing side length is 3 inches. Okay? You guys are doing awesome. So down here on my guided practice, we're going to walk through these ones together quickly, and then you guys will be off and running and ready for independent practice. Okay, so with your guided practice, it says find the perimeter of each figure. Remember, perimeter, we just add up the outsides, so let's see what we have. We have 2 plus 6 plus 3 plus 5 equals my perimeter. So I'm going to add them up. 2 plus 6 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. Good job. 16 centimeters on that one. Okay, now moving down here. Get ready. This one doesn't have my side lengths labeled for me again. So if you remember from the beginning of this lesson on the front page, I told you that all you need to do is count up the squares on that side and label your shape. So up here, I'm going to do this side here first so I can count 1 square and 2 squares up here. So I'm going to label this one a 2. Okay, now I'm going to count down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, notice that every single time I remember to write the length down next to it. Okay, down here at the bottom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So I'm just counting the squares that this black line here is touching. Okay, now I need to do this side here. 1, 2. So I have another 2 right here. Now this part, we need to not forget this guy right here. I know it looks a little funny, but we still need to count it. So we have 1, 2 as this side right here, but I can't forget about this guy too. Okay, so let's count them. 1, 2. Okay, so how do I find perimeter? I add up all the side lengths. So I have a 2 plus a 4 plus another 4 plus this 2 plus this 2 plus this 2. Whoa, that's a lot of 2's. Let's count them up. So I have 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. And 14 plus 2 is 16. Another 16 there, but this time 16 units. Okay, remember if I don't have a label, I'm going to say units. All right, so I hope that that little mini lesson helped you to understand perimeter a little bit better. Remember, if you have any questions about any of those things that I just showed you, you are always welcome to reach out to me and ask me any questions that you have. Otherwise, you can always ask your teacher, Mrs. Johnson or Mrs. Friedberg, are experts in perimeter, and they can certainly help you be successful. So please, 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 if you don't understand, we want to be sure that you ask us for help. We're so proud of you when you ask for help. So be sure that you ask if you need it. So here is your independent practice. Remember, you are just adding up the sides. Be careful when you get to these ones and take your time. It's super important to slow it down. All right, you guys, I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that you loved learning about perimeter. I'll see you next time.